In this video, I will review how to solve percent problems using proportions. So the first thing that we want to do is to use one of the formulas below. They're really the same formula, but they express the proportion in a slightly different way. On the right-hand side of both of them, this is what I'm referring to as the first formula, and this is the second formula. In the first one, we have percent over 100 on the right-hand side, and we have the same thing on the second formula. So it's the first part, the part on the left, that's different. Is over of. Is usually the smaller number. Of is the larger number. In the second formula, we use the word part and whole. This sometimes is more helpful when you're trying to solve a word problem. And we'll go through some examples of that in a moment. After that, we're going to use cross multiplication to solve these proportions. Let's take a look at some sample problems. What is 15% of 40? Now remember that for a classic kind of problem like this, which is not really a word problem, it's just sort of a math question, you're probably going to want to use that formula. What is? That means we do not know what the is part of that proportion is. We do know that it's 15%. That will go in the upper right-hand corner, and of 40. So we can set this up and put an x in the place of is. Of 40 is equal to 15 over 100. And then we cross multiply. I always like to cross multiply first with the x. So x times 100 is 100x is equal to 40 times 15, which is 600. You can use your calculator for these kind of problems. And then finally, we will divide both sides by what x is being multiplied by, 100. That will give us x is equal to 6. 6 is 15% of 40. Let's move on to question 2. 9 is. So that tells us that this is the is part. The percent is always going to have a percent symbol after it. Of what number? Now, this is the kind of question where this formula up here is the most helpful. But let's fill it in. 9 goes in the is spot. Of is the one we don't know. 6 is our percent. And 100 always goes in the bottom right-hand corner. So let's multiply with the x first. 6x is equal to 9 times 100. That is 900. Then we divide both sides by 6 because we want to cancel that 6 out. X is equal to 900 divided by 6. Use your calculator. X is equal to 150. Let me clear out those drawings to eliminate that distraction. Now we're going to move into word problems. Now for these, you may want to be thinking in terms of part over whole equals percent over 100. All right, your dinner bill was $50 and you want to leave a 15% tip. What amount should you leave as the tip? Well, the percent is usually going to jump out if it's given to us. So we can quickly fill in the right-hand side, 15. It's always over 100. And then we're left with this other number. Is this the part or is it the whole? Well, it's the whole bill. So we'll use that as the whole amount. And that leaves our tip as the part. And that kind of makes sense because the tip is the smaller part. Multiply using the x. 100x is equal to 50 times 15, which is 750. And then we divide both sides by what x is being multiplied by. Again, it's okay to use your calculator for these. That leaves us with X is equal to 750 divided by 100, which is $7.50. That would be the amount of the tip. Okay, let's look at question 4. You bought a pair of shoes and the 6% sales tax was $3. What was the price of the shoes before sales tax? We know that we're going to set up a proportion. So you could do that in advance, and we could put our 100 here. We know that the percentage is 6. So now we're left to figure out, is this $3 the whole or the part? Well, sales tax or a tip is always going to be the part. So let's put that up here. And that means we're trying to find out the whole amount. We'll multiply with the X again. 6 times X is equal to 3 times 100, which is 300. And then we will divide both sides by 6. And we get X is equal to $50. The original price of the shoes must have been $50. We applied 6% sales tax, and the tax was $3. That all makes a lot of sense. All right, I'm going to do one more problem. This problem involves an extra step, which is sometimes the case with problems like this. A $40 sweatshirt is on sale for 30% off. What will the price be after the discount is applied? So the 2 steps is, first, we should find out the amount of the discount. How much is the price of the sweatshirt going to be reduced by? The second step is, what is the final price after we apply that discount? So let's see how this works. The first part is going to be just like what we were doing. The part over whole equals percent over 100. So we could say we have a 30%. So we can right away put that there, 30 over 100. That's the easy part. Now we have a $40 sweatshirt. Is that the part or the whole? That sounds like the whole to me. So let's put that here. Our discount is going to be the part. X times 100, 100x. 40 times 30, your calculators should tell you that that's 1,200. And now we divide both sides by 100. And we're doing that because that's going to get X all by itself. X is equal to 1,200 divided by 100, which is equal to 12. But that's not the price of the sweatshirt. That's just the amount of the discount. But good news is all we have left to do then is to take the original price of the sweatshirt and subtract the $12 that's being deducted for the discount. And we get our final answer of $28. All right, I hope that was helpful for understanding the process of using proportions and cross multiplication to solve percent problems. Now it's time for some practice on your own.